gossip and entertainment only. Let's get started.
Hello, gossiper. Sharoni here. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. So, before we get started, please like, share, subscribe. Let's grow our little channel. Please watch the videos. I know the shorts, they get a lot more views than those over 3 minutes, but please watch the video. Tell me, how do you think I'm doing? Am I doing a good job? I'm not going to use the word great because that I know I'm not. And this is still fresh and new. There's a lot of competition going on. And right now, for me, I don't see it as competition. I just see it as I'm interested in celebrity news, what's going on in the world, also out of celebrity. And, I like to bring it to you, those who would just want to sit back and listen, or if you want to watch a short video, stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. So again, please like, share, subscribe, and we're going to get into it. So we have about 3-4 stories that we're going to get into. And the first one we're going to get into is Wendy Williams. We haven't spoken about Wendy Williams in a while. The last time we spoke on Wendy, it was said that she did do testing all over again, and it came back with the same conclusion, which is what she had: frontal temporal dementia. So that's what they're saying. And then the reason why it was surprising to people is because they did not want to release anything. There was no document showing this diagnosis, but they came back and said that she did have it. Now, we've seen Wendy out and about, right? And you could tell that with Wendy, something is there. Now, does she need to be under guardianship? No. And if she does, her family should do it. But Wendy is not fully, I don't want to use the word coherent, but you can tell with Wendy, she's not the Wendy that we're used to. That doesn't mean she needs someone around. It's just that she's not the Wendy we're used to. So we're talking Wendy because a question was asked to Wendy if she would come back to daytime TV. A lot of people wanted Wendy back, especially around the Puffy time, with what he was going through. Because Wendy did speak on Puffy a lot, letting people know that, this wasn't a good guy. He's a user and probably a emmer, who knows, allegedly. But, Wendy was just going through her own stuff. And now, because she is where she is, meaning that there looks like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I think they said she goes to court when, or they're going to end the guardianship. Is it next month or November 5th or 3rd? Something to that, because I did leave it. So we're just going to head and we're going to read this short article. And this is from Black Enterprise. And it says, Wendy Williams won't return to TV hosting, but hints at possible tour to speak out against her guardianship. Now, I thought Wendy, like a podcast would be good for Wendy. She doesn't have to be seen. Podcasts, you could just listen. Some podcasters, they do release videos to, the topics they're speaking on. But Wendy wouldn't have to do that. And it doesn't have to be an hour, right? It could just be like 30 minutes, a day with Wendy, and she gives her opinion. But no, she because of what she is going through, all that drama, where not even her family members were able to get Wendy and protect Wendy. And, you would have to go back to listen to everything. It has to do with her son, with their money, everything like that. So, let's get back to this article because that's what we're here for. It says the days of Wendy Williams gracing daytime television are probably over. But that doesn't mean the former talk show host won't make a comeback in her own way. Page 6 reported that Williams has no desire to host another talk show. Instead, she wants to use her platform to speak out on a cause close to her heart: adult guardianships. Since the decline of her health, Williams has been under what she deems as abusive guardianship. The arrangement controls her actions and finances, a move that doesn't sit well with the media personality. Her attorney, Joe Takapina, told Extra about her fight to get out of the despicable situation. He emphasized her new mission is to expose the unjust guardianship that plagues many people, including herself. It's just so unjust and quite despicable, Takapina said. What she said to me more than once is, Joe, I wish I weren't in this situation. But if someone is going to be in this situation, better me with a platform so that I can expose the system. Takapina added, she said that if it was going to be somebody, she's happy it's her, because hopefully it will put an end to what she calls abuse. However, she plans to do it in a way that won't be on the small screen. Williams would prefer to hit the road on a tour, going on stage for speaking engagement to discuss her journey. It's just an idea, but she thinks it's important. She wants to maybe do panels and help facilitate it, and to protect families from guardianships. She wants to talk about how to get out of it and all of the red flags, another source told Page Six. Takapina has also denied the reports about her decline in mental health, which include results of frontal temporal dementia and aphasia, stating it is internet foddery fueled by those over the guardianship. The power of attorney also said they are willing to take the case to trial if a judge does not rule in their favor. Clearly, people can tiptoe around it. They won't say it. No one has seen this report, not even Wendy, not us, not our guardianship attorneys, he continued. William has also increased her public appearances in an effort to demonstrate that she is mentally fit to manage her own life. As she continues to reclaim her spotlight, she hopes the efforts will ultimately lead to her freedom. Now, I'm going to play a video for you of Wendy, and you'll see in the video that Wendy is not fully Wendy, but Wendy does need some form of help. She needs someone around her. She needs support, not people trying to take her money away from her. So we're going to play it, and all we can say is, we just wish Wendy a speedy departure from this guardianship. And if they say it's something she has to stay on with, then hopefully it gets to go to her family, people who knows her best and want good for her. So here's Wendy.
Wendy, how are you tonight, and what brings you out?
Coming out to eat. It's dinner time.
And any reactions to the your medical report that does hold up the dementia diagnosis?
No, and my attorneys are highly upset.
They are?
Yes, my attorneys are highly upset.
Okay, good.
Diamond, yeah.
And what about do you have anything you want to say to your conservator?
I want to say hi to my attorneys, Alan Diamond, all right, and Joe.
Cool.
Joe Takapina.
Cool.
Those are my attorneys, and I will get out of guardianship.
You saw that interview with Wendy. What are your thoughts? So from Wendy, we're going to move on to actor Bruce Willis. Now, actor Bruce Willis, in March of 2022, it was announced that he would be stepping away from his acting career due to aphasia diagnosis. So basically, it's similar to Wendy, if not the same, disability that Wendy has. Do you call it disability or disease? Or what do you call that? Disability, disease. I'm just gonna say disability. So, he was going through that. If you don't know, Bruce Willis was married to Demi Moore. They have three daughters together. They, like with every marriage, you either grow out of love or it was just not working anymore. So, with that done, three grown daughters. Then he got married to his second wife, and she's Emma, 47, and I think they have two young girls together, and they're under 12. I know that much. So she just came out. She did a special. I'm not quite sure with who. And in the special, she said that Bruce lives in a separate house from her and his daughters, his young daughters. And the reason why is because he needs 24/7 care. And, she is a mom, she's working. So she cannot, I don't want to mix words, but basically, she cannot devote all that time to Bruce, and he needs it. And you're saying, well, let them take care of Bruce in the house with her and the daughters. But then she said that she did not want her daughters to see their father in that state, where is he goes back and forth. If he remembers, he doesn't remember. And, she doesn't want her daughters around that. So I'm going to play this quick video from her, and then we'll go on with the article.
So I wanted to give the Diane Sawyer special a couple days to sort of land and breathe. And I think that they did a beautiful job with amplifying FTD awareness, as well as shining a spotlight onto caregivers. What I knew is that by sharing some of our intimate information, that we would see these two camps, right? It would be people with an opinion versus people with an actual experience. And it's been a perfect example to see in the comment section that I knew would happen, is that people with an opinion and how quick they are to judge the caregiver. And that is what caregivers are up against, judgment from others and criticism from others. When I went to bed that night after watching the Diane Sawyer special, I had to revisit this section in my book, which is titled Opinion versus Experience. Everyone will have an opinion, but you have to remind yourself that most don't have the experience to back it up. And if that's the case, they shouldn't offer their 2 cents about it, and you shouldn't pay them any mind. I learned this from my therapist, Kathleen Murphy. Nothing changes an opinion quite as powerfully as when you have an experience, she says. Even if someone is closely familiar with dementia or the condition you are caring for, they aren't in your home, so they don't know how your person is behaving or your family dynamics. I mean, the truth is that the opinions are so loud and they're so noisy. But if they don't have the experience of this, they don't get a say, and they definitely don't get a vote.
And she said what she said, and she's correct. On social media, people can give their opinion, but those who are judging, who have no idea what it's like to live with a person with a mental sickness, a disability, you can't judge someone in a comment on what they should or shouldn't do, right? So I do agree with her on that point. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you came out, you tell it, so we're going to give our opinion. Fine. But again, don't be rude or nasty with your opinion. She's not saying anything that's rude or anything to that fact. She's trying to bring awareness to FTD. That's what it's called. It's frontotemporal. Oh, let's do it again. Frontotemporal dementia. So they call it FTD. So she's trying to bring awareness to that. And because she is the wife of a celebrity, people usually pay more attention when a celebrity speaks on situation. So, for her to come on and to give this interview, hopefully someone else who might be struggling, going through with the same disability that Bruce is going to, this too can help. Because everyone who has a condition or a diagnosis, when a celebrity have that, people pay more attention. So if you have a celebrity with high blood pressure, with cancer, with just anything, then you're gonna have people drawn more to that celebrity, and it's if they're there to spread awareness, then that's what people would want to hear, so they can take whatever is being told back to the person they need to take care of. And with special like these, they will have doctors on there to back up or corroborate the story of what symptoms is, what you can do, how to react, stuff like that. So people coming down on her for it's just not it makes no sense. And again, it's social media. You're gonna have rude, nasty people there. And she posted this on August 29th because, as she said, she knew after it's an ABC special with Diane Sawyer, and it's called Emma and Bruce Willis: The Unexpected Journey. So she said she had to come back because, of course, everybody know after you do an interview, people are gonna react, everything like that. And she said, like she said in the video, that she thinks it's a beautiful job with amplifying FTD awareness and shining a spotlight onto caregivers. What I knew is that by sharing some of our intimate information, we'd see those two camps: people with an opinion versus people with an actual experience. And it's true, those who are talking crap, they don't know what it's like. Those who are showing sympathy, they know what it's like, or they're just human who want to sympathize. Good people who don't want to curse somebody out for telling their story that is meant to help others. Anyways, gossipers, what are your thoughts? And it's the same thing that Wendy has, the FTD. I'm going to try and pronounce it one more time. It is frontotemporal dementia. So we're going to go on to the next story. So let's speak on The Rock. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? So we're going to talk Dwayne Johnson. So he's over in Venice. It's a film festival. Celebrities are there. What you call it? Debuting their work, movies, stuff like that. But he has a slimmer look to him. And, everyone is doing a double take, because we know The Rock, he was a wrestler and he's buff and everything. But to see him slimmer down, his physique, some people are concerned. Is it health-wise, or is he battling something? So we're just going to read this quick article. It says, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shocked fans when he stepped out in Venice, Italy over the weekend. On Saturday, the 53-year-old actor debuted a noticeably slimmer physique as he attended the Miu Miu Women's Tales event at the Venice Film Festival ahead of the premiere of his new movie, The Smashing Machine. So he's there to promote The Smashing Machine. I heard that he got a 15-minute standing ovation, and, that brought him to tears. In a video that was taken during the event and later shared on social media, Johnson was seen clad in a light blue short-sleeve button-down silk shirt with a colorful print, which he paired with black pants. The Fast and Furious star beamed as he posed for cameras with his hands in his pockets. After the post went viral, fans expressed their surprise over the WWE star's appearance. Yep, had to do a double take, one fan wrote. Another said, he's so lean. Another says, The Rock slimming down and still owning every room, legendary glow up unlocked. Another said, new look, same legend. He looks great. So, I'm going to show you the picture of The Rock, and what are your thoughts, Johnson, who has not commented on his appearance, will play real-life former wrestler and MMA fighter Mark Kerr in The Smashing Machine. The movie was directed and written by Benny Safdie and has already generated awards buzz for Johnson. Let me see. 4 hours in makeup chair. Okay. So they're saying that he had to spend up to 4 hours in the makeup chair, and he wore about 13 to 14 prosthetics to portray Kerr. Now you're gonna see the picture of this character, and he's buffed. He is buffed in the character. So right now we don't know, as I said, probably, but I would like to think he was always eating healthy, right? He was always eating healthy, so it's not like maybe he's not working out anymore. He's not building muscle anymore. And then again, maybe he has a project coming up, because that's also could be a factor. I was also about to say that this looks like a drama, right? And we don't see The Rock, or Dwayne, I should say, in drama pics. Usually it's comedy or action, something to that effect. But now it looks like he wants to break that typecasting. So let's hear what he says. It says, Johnson also shared his thoughts on the challenges that actors can face when breaking the cycle of typecasting, because where he's known as action. So he says, you chase the box office, and the box office in our business that we know is very loud, and it can be very resounding, and it can push you into a category and into a corner, Johnson noted via USA Today. This is your lane, and this is what you do, and this is what people want you to be, and this is what Hollywoods wants you to be. I understand that, and I made those movies, and I liked them, and they were fun. I just had the burning desire and this voice that was saying, what if there is more? What if I can? He continued. A lot of times it's harder for us, or at least for me, to know what you're capable of when you've been pigeonholed into something. So again, Fast and Furious, he was Rampage, the Jumanji remake movies, and his comedies with Kevin Hart. So yes, he doesn't want to be typecast, and this is an exit out of that. And they're saying it's already given award buzz, so we'll wait and see The Rock in a dramatic role and see how that turns out for Dwayne. So do you like his slimmer physique? As I said, to me, he also changed the physique. Just reading that, it shows that he does not want to keep that buff physique, even though you can be buff and an actor. And the character he's playing, it's an MMA fighter, so that character is buff. But he now wants to show that the body is not only for, doing action and this and that, but, he really wants to buckle down, it seems like, on more serious roles, more dramatic roles. So, shout out to Dwayne Johnson, keep doing it. It's not every day you see athletes who can leave from a sport and turn into a major movie star. 1 and 2 have been able to do it, like him and, John Cena and the late Carl Weathers. There's a lot of them that, they have the opportunity, or they were given the opportunity, and they sure milked it all the way to the bank. So yeah, Dwayne, we'll be watching. So let's get on to the next story. So everybody knows the story with Will Smith and the Oscar slap, with Chris Rock. That basically ruined his career, right? Even though he did come back with Bad Boys, was it 3 or 4, and it did do well at the box office. But after that, we've not seen or heard much from Will. So to hear that, he is doing a deal with Paramount, I think it's for 4 films, and it's something that he runs with Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, if I was Will Smith, I would not mention Jada's name. I would want to be anonymous. Like, they're putting out these movies, but we don't know who it's related to or anything like that, because I think some people still have Will Smith up as to say, how dare you physically assault someone, and then on national television. And of course, Willie apologized publicly, We knew all that. We haven't heard anything from Chris. I don't know if we ever will. Now, Chris has his brother, Tony Rock, which to me, every occasion, he brings up that because he wants to beat, basically beat Will Smith, whatever. But we're going to read this. So it looks like he found a new home in Paramount Pictures to do the movie. So it says, the movie star and his Westbrook banner, which he runs with wife Jada Pinkett Smith, have inked a first look deal with a focus on developing 4 theatrical movies, emphasizing projects based on IP and franchise plays. The projects will be developed as starring vehicles for the Oscar winner. So he's going to be in all 4? Okay. Under the deal, Westbrook has set up projects in the studio, including Sugar Bandit, based on the book Devils in Exile by Chuck Hogan, that follows a down-and-out Iraqi war veteran who intercepts drug deals for profit. The project has bounced around at other studios. So that's one of the projects. The other one was revealed as part of today's announcement is Rabbit Hole from Dune writer John Spratzy. After taking the reins of Paramount Pictures, Ellison has been on a deal-making spree. On Tuesday, the studio announced a deal with Activision, that will see the popular video games series Call of Duty become a big screen movie franchise. Let's see. I wanted to only read on Will Smith, what he's doing. Okay, movie franchise. Other transactions include a $7.7 billion deal for UFC rights and an exclusive multi-year pact with Stranger Things creators, the Duff Brothers. For his part, Smith previously worked with both Ellison's Skydance banner and Paramount on the action thriller Gemini Man. Okay, Smith, reaped by CAA, was last on screen in 2024's Bad Boys Ride or Die, his comeback vehicle after slapping Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars and the 2022 Apple history drama Emancipation. So yeah, that's what he won the award for. Or was it Richard? I think it was Richard, where he played Richard Williams, Serena Venus Williams' father. So anyways, it looks like all these films, Will Smith will have a say in them, not only star in them. And his banner is Westbrook. So when you see Westbrook, if you're watching any production, it's the company that he runs with his ex-wife or separated wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, because they say they weren't together for over 6 years. Anyways, gossipers, what are your thoughts of Will Smith coming back to star in movies? Like they said, Bad Boys was the last film we've seen him in, right? Yes, because I don't remember any other movie after that. Do you look forward to see Will Smith in theaters again? I remember at one time he was like the summer king. Remember, like, the Bad Boys, I Am Legend, Independence Day, Hancock. Yes, so the one with him and Eva Mendes. Can't remember the name of that one, but that one was very popular. So yeah, he used to be the summer box office king, but then, everything just took. But anyways, gossipers, will you be supporting Will Smith in his upcoming future, films? So let me know. So we're going to go on to the next story. So we're talking Trouble in Paradise between Swizz Beatz and Alicia Keys. So, divorce rumors, they're going on after weeks of speculation. He finally comes out to tell the truth, like, social media, it's nothing to that. anything like that. So Swizz Beatz and Alicia Keys, they've been married now for 15 years. They got married on July 31st, 2020. And how did they meet? I know I pulled something up showing that, you know, they knew of each other earlier. They were friends when they were younger. I think she was 14 at the time and he was 16. You know, they were introduced by mutual friends when they were teenagers, like I said, 14 and 16, and then they went their separate ways, right? Because, and then at the time too, she did not see him. She did not see where they could be, you know, romantic friends. She didn't see him that way. But then when she started dating Swift, it was all that drama because it was him and Alicia and his ex-wife or girlfriend at the time, mother of his kids. I don't know if her name is Mashonda. You know what? Let me look it up because I don't want nobody cussing me out saying you're telling it. And yeah, Mashonda. You know, it was going around that Alicia Keys stole him from her and left her with their babies and back and forth. And of course, if you know you're a woman, and you see that your man moved on with someone else, especially like an Alicia Keys, which it shouldn't matter. But, you know, if you knew that it wasn't, now I don't even know the history because I don't want to put words, but we know she was upset. I don't know if it was upset because he was actually cheating with Alicia when all he had to do was say, look, I'm falling out of love with you. I'm with somebody else, this and that. Now, people have a reason why they will cheat and not tell their person. If they're married, you know, go with divorce, who gets what. But it's boyfriend and girlfriend. I mean, just build up some guts and let the person know that, you know, you're just no longer feeling them. You know, easier said than done, but still. So this article is from Vibe. And it says, Swizz Beatz addresses Alicia Keys' divorce rumors after weeks of speculation. Weeks after rumors began spreading of a separation and impending divorce between Swizz Beatz and wife Alicia Keys, the producer has addressed the speculation with a remark on social media. The iArt concierge let the truth be known within the comment section of the Shade Room post of him and Alicia Keys dancing together while on a trip celebrating their 15-year anniversary. The clip was a repost of his own page. So he said, everybody knew we was divorced but us. Swizz 46 wrote, followed by 6 laughter emojis. We found out on our 15th year anniversary vacation. People rather believe fake gossip instead of the truth because they're miserable and we have nothing to do with that. Bless up. See the original clip and Swizz TR remark below. So I'll see if I can find it and I'll post it for you. Divorce rumors began to swirl in late July after gossip YouTube channel Miss T created a video citing social media as the source of allegations that the Rough Riders producer cheated on Keys, resulting in a child with another woman, allegedly. And, well, I'm saying allegedly. That's not in there, but I'm saying allegedly. The multi-Grammy winner filing for divorce. Rumors were further spread when the Ricky Smiley show picked up the story for its Gary with the T segment. Now, they know better than that. But that's how, you know, that's how entertainment rolls. The story goes around and someone put a twist on it, blah, blah, blah. Swizz Beatz and Alicia Keys married on July 31st, 2010, and shared 2 children, sons Egypt, 14, and Genesis, 10. Swizz is also father of son Prince Nazir, 24, whom he shares with former partner Nicole Levy, son Kazim Jr., 18, whom he shares with ex-wife Mashonda, and daughter Nicole, 17, whom he shares with singer Jenna Sebastian. I did not know that. I did not know there were 2 other baby mothers. But he has one with the ex-wife, one with a Nicole, and one with Jana. Oh, I did not know that. I thought it was just Alicia Keys and Mashonda. You learn something new every day. Anyways, but yeah, come on now. People, people are just trifling and they want to start controversy and make up stories. And it's like, what do you call it? Like the chain, you tell the story and by the time it gets to the end, a new story basically was made up. But yes, gossipers, that's it for today. So what are your thoughts? We talked about Wendy Williams not returning to TV. Will Smith pairing up with Paramount to release movies, at least 4. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson slimming down. Is this to show to do more serious role drama? And he felt like he had to get rid of that physique that basically typecast him. And who else did we talk about? Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis. The decision that his wife Emma made, was that the right decision? We would say if that's the decision for their family, then it's right for them. And then we ended with Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz. I feel for some of these entertainers, if they do get a divorce or if they do go through a separation, and people are like, yes, I told you. Even if it happens 5 years from now and they get a divorce, they'll come right back to this day and go, well, we said it 5 years ago and now, it's like, leave these people alone. I get it. They put their life out in the media. Some of them want to keep it private and personal. Others, they don't mind because they know the game. I think once you know the game, you'll know how to play it. And like I said, if you want to put yourself out there and you play the game, then that's fine because you know what will come with that game when they serve, right? If not, then, just be out when it's time to promote anything that you have going on, anything like that. So also they released the list for Dancing with the Stars. I don't know what, season 34. And right now, the only people I know on there, I know Corey Feldman, I know Hilaria Baldwin, Jordan Childs, she's the gymnast, and I know Danielle Fisher, she plays Topanga, of course, on Boy Meets World, and then Robert Herwin, he's the crocodile hunter, the late crocodile hunter, Steve Herwin, his son. So I only know, 5 of these people on the list, and I think it's 12 of them. Do you watch Dancing with the Stars? I've never sat down and watched Dancing with the Stars. I know Mom does, but me personally never sat down and watched. But anyways, gossipers, what are your thoughts? And as always, please like, share, subscribe. Let's grow our channel. Let's get our views up. Like. They said the like button is the most important part. If you're going to view it, like it. Because I see some of my videos, they might have 300 or 400 views, and the likes are like only 2 or 4. And I know a lot of people, you might be watching when you're doing chores and you just need something to listen to if you're driving in your car, so you don't have that time to hit the like button. But yeah, hit the like button. I also heard that YouTube, they're watching if people are like fast forwarding videos. So they basically want you to sit there and watch the entire video without interrupting. And yes, as I said, this is social media, a lot of competition. We have over a billion people in the world, and again with social media stuff like that, it depends on the countries and everything like that. But yeah, call your friends from all over the world, Africa, Jamaica, Barbados, France, Italy, Spain, Russia, Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Turkey, India, Egypt, Ibiza, all those places. Call and tell them, go listen to Gossip in the Dark with Sharona. Thank you guys and have a wonderful day.